guys. So as you can see here, I bought myself a nice special set of SCHMINCKE HORADAM watercolor paints. Now these are the tube kinds, and they were actually on sale from Jackson's Art Supplies. This is not sponsored by them, by the way. So I got them for $69.41, and they come with 3 extra tubes. Now SCHMINCKE is not the cheapest paint, which I'm sure most of you out there who has ever wanted to buy some already knows. And I have always wanted to have some SCHMINCKE, but I could never afford it. So now that Jackson's had the sale up for 35% off on almost all of their SCHMINCKE watercolor paints, I decided to grab this set because it looked amazing. Now I don't usually work with tube paints. I work with the dry little, blocks. But I decided I wanted to give this a go because I heard that you get a lot more saturation from using tubes. So now here you can see that I'm unboxing it, and I was very impressed. SCHMINCKE is very good at presentation, and they even gave you this little swatch card so that you could do some swatches to check out what the colors are like. And I was going to do that as well on camera, but I decided not to. So I did it very quickly off camera, and I inserted a clip here in a second of what those colors look like. Now, I was very interested to see how SCHMINCKE would compare to my White Nights, which is also artist grade watercolors. The difference is that White Nights is a fraction of the cost, and in my opinion, is almost exactly the same in quality as SCHMINCKE. I might be wrong here, maybe I'm just not using the SCHMINCKE correctly, but when I was painting with this stuff, it didn't really blow me away. I thought that I would be so impressed with the colors and the saturation and how well it would work with the paper, because it's such a good quality paint that so many artists absolutely boast and brag about, that it's the best paint out there. And lots of artists that I follow actually use it. So I decided that, I had to give it a go, that this has to be the be-all end-all. But strangely enough, my much cheaper, but still professional grade, White Nights watercolors, in my opinion, works better. I just like them better. And using the pans for me is just easier than the tubes. Not that it's bad, it wasn't a bad experience, but it's just not what I'm used to. I think I would have to do more practice with the SCHMINCKE in order to get the hang of it, and maybe then actually get different results from what I got. But as you could see here, I decided to give it a test run. So as you saw earlier there, I was busy tracing a picture of Lucy that I had done in my little Flying Tiger sketchbook. And I really liked the way that the sketch came out, so I decided that I was going to use that as my little test run here for the SCHMINCKE. And I used my light board to basically transfer the image over. And then off camera, I used my Micron pens to hardline before painting. So this is Lucy, and she is in a chicken coop somewhere. I don't know where, but I have lately been really obsessed with chickens. Just sitting and watching them and listening to them. It's so soothing. I'd love to have my own chicken coop, but the work is just tremendous and I wouldn't be able to keep up with it. I have 2 cats already, and I think they're enough work as it is. So I decided I was going to draw her enjoying the company of chickens, and she's holding my favorite breed of chicken, which is the Polish Bantam. And they're just so funny because they have those very fluffy, like, hats almost on their head. The big foofy feathers. It just looks so funny, and I love it. They're so goofy, and like the way that they walk as well. If you haven't ever seen these types of chickens before, I suggest you Google them or watch some videos on YouTube. Because of the fact that they have these feathers on their heads, they can't see very well. So the way that they tilt their head and the way that they walk is so goofy. I love it. So I had to paint them. And so that was a very easy choice, and they came out fairly cute. I liked the piece, but like I said, the watercolors to me were no better really than my White Nights. I was expecting so much more from this, but like I said, it could just be because I'm not used to, first of all, the tube medium, and using these watercolors, it would just take practice, just like it did with my White Nights. So I will definitely give this another go because it was expensive. I mean, if you want something cheaper, but that is good quality, I highly recommend White Nights. But SCHMINCKE, of course, like I said, is supposed to be the crown and glory of watercolors, along with some other big brands. So I just wanted to have this really badly, just to see what everybody else was talking about. But am I impressed? Not really, to be honest. Not at this point, not yet. Let's see if that comes along in future with more paintings and more practice. and maybe also a different paper, because this is my Flying Tiger watercolor paper, which I love and I use quite often, but it is definitely not the highest quality. I have better watercolor paper than this, and I should have probably done the piece on there, but I just wanted to give this a go. But overall, not bad quality paints. I'm not gonna, you know, bash them and say that they're not good, but I still prefer my White Nights, and I would probably stick to them and using pans instead of tubes. But what do you guys think? Any difference to you? Is it any better? Any worse? Would you buy them? I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you back on my channel next week. Alright guys, bye!